Hello everyone and welcome back to the round 3 coverage of the 2021 Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy Disc. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
We're super excited to be on the Beast for day 3. Today the wind died down a lot. It was really nice out there, but almost eerily quiet, not hearing those flags flapping around the course.
Today we have Kona Panis, Hot Goose, Madison Walker, Lisa Fajkus, and Missy Gannon. Really, it's just a battle for second. If Kona just plays even a conservative round, which I doubt she will, because she's slaying it, it's just hers for the taking.
Yeah, she got a lot of practice rounds out here this week, and you can tell she feels comfortable on the course. She feels comfortable in the wind, but like I said, there's no wind today. So it could be a whole new round. There's a little bit of wind,
but not much. So hole 1, it's the through the gap hole. You can take the spike hyzer, but I think most of these ladies are gonna just shoot straight down the gut. 291 feet, OB right, sidewalk left. It's a good, like, nervy hole. And I think what's interesting about not having wind is there was wind all throughout practice that we've had the last 2 days. So you almost second guess yourself, like, what do you even
do I need to be conservative still?
Throw here?
Yeah. Can I crash this green?
There maybe will be more spike hyzers because now you're not worried about what it's going to do up there. It's like weird to second guess perfect conditions.
Yeah, it's the most bizarre feeling ever when you've had 2 full tournament weeks of crazy wind.
So that was Kona's Tour Series Mako 3, and she turned it just a little bit, but she's in a great spot to get up and down for a par.
Disc golf strong. Let's hear it for Madison Walker.
This is my first tournament on lead card in over a year and a half. So,
well, welcome.
To say I felt a little funny is an understatement.
Is watching yourself just like the best?
Yeah, especially I forgot to put my my tournament shirt on for hole 1. So that's what headspace I was in.
Excellent. So that was a fine shot. You know, not like
it's the same play I played when in the wind. It's an orc, Innova orc, 163 gram. Same thing I've done every day. Turned it over. Wonderful.
Easy par.
Easy up and down. Lisa goes for the spike hyzer. She wasn't happy with it out of her hand. Kind of acted a little bit nervous, but she puts it in circle 2, no problem. It tickles the treetops, so it makes it all the way over.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll run that one.
Let's hear it for Missy Gannon.
The green of this hole, you can't quite tell how steeply sloping it is, but it is, and it slopes towards out of bounds, so it's a little scary to run those long putts.
So Missy also throwing her Tour Series. It's a Missy Gannon Undertaker. Also, strong shirt game.
Missy brings the heat with shirts. All week she's been looking fly.
Ooh, great shot.
Yeah, she tries to bite off a lot more distance there than she has the previous few days.
Might as well. Attack. She's a couple strokes behind you for second. Got to come out swinging.
I think this hole averaged as the 3rd most difficult hole in days prior, but FPO cleaned it up a little bit. There's 4 birdies on the day. I think there was only maybe 1 yesterday.
Yeah, 1 or 2, something like that. Oh, look, you changed outfits. That's so funny.
After I teed off, I was like, had my shirt in my bag, and I went to go grab my towel, and I was like, oh, look what I found.
Just shaking off that rust, that lead card rust.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really seen Lisa for a minute either, so it's good to see her back up here.
Yeah, Lisa is, I'm sure you guys know, she's got a really strong putting game.
Mm-hmm.
She's great at capitalizing on circle 2 putts when she doesn't quite put her upshot close, and it really keeps her in the game. She's also an excellent scrambler. I think this whole card has a lot of the shots, like a lot of weird shots, overhands, sidearms, rollers. You'll see us all throwing kind of weird shots to get out of trouble, and I think it's what got us here on the Beast. None of us are particular huge distance throwers except for Kona.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not really what you need out here. Does Missy have a good forehand? She's got a usable forehand. I was going to say, I think...
Not like in the wide open, but in the woods, she can utilize it for technical
I was going to say, I
shots.
think this entire card has a strong backhand and forehand game, which is really cool to see.
Hole 2, it's our first par 4 of the day, 531 feet. We're used to having a ripping, screaming headwind off the Brazos River. Today, it was absolutely dead calm. again, like we said in hole 1, you question everything of what you normally throw. Now you're like, oh, maybe I can bite off a little more distance. There's out of bounds on the left and right with the sidewalks that pinch in as you get towards the green. There's a million different avenues to take to get to the basket. You just kind of throw your drive and see where you go next.
That's that 2021 iBlend Emperor that she's going to throw all day. Bushnell shows 382 off the tee. Smash.
Big boom. I normally throw a Thunderbird here because of that headwind, but I am disking down to something a little bit more understable. It's a
Roadrunner?
158 gram Roadrunner. Get over on it. I get excited.
Tournament arm.
Lisa throws this Halo disc all day.
It is Halo Turn.
She's loving it. She throws it all the time.
Gotta thank all the ladies for sending us really good disc lists so we can get you accurate information today.
So this is the first day that this hole is averaged under par for the FPO field, just under 4, but definitely more birdies than we've seen in days prior. So we're all enjoying these nice, calm, quiet conditions.
What are you throwing on this 230-foot upshot?
This is my Thunderbird again. This is my Star Thunderbird. It's also 158 grams. I threw it on my second shot all weekend. It works really well.
Yeah. Worked.
It's so weird. On this hole, you're used to seeing the river like white capping and looking pretty crazy, and today it was like ski conditions. Just
Rumor.
Slick as glass.
That was a buzz from Missy. Yeah, someone on my card was like, I think the river was going the other way, or it looked like it because of the wind.
Yeah. The waves were going upstream.
Lisa leaving it just a bit short, but hopefully we get to see her demonstrate her putting skills. Man, Kona's so far up there.
Yeah. It was a rip. Just a little scary to try to get full distance on this hole with that sidewalk on the right and us used to having a headwind. I think a lot of people we were talking about it, we were deciding whether to stick to our game plan or change it.
There it is.
Boom,
Not a
circle
doubt.
2. Little slow-mo action.
Yeah. Dead center. Love the fist bump.
Yeah. Lisa's good at hyping everyone up, including herself. Gotta have fun.
This had to be one of the easier holes today, huh? Ooh.
Yeah.
Squeaks it in.
Like I said, the FPO averaged under par, whereas they've been averaging like about a half stroke over par on this hole in days past.
Cool, I was totally listening when you were talking about that.
It's just our job to listen to each other right now. Missy tickles left side chains. I thought it would stick. Kind of poked out the side.
All right, so 3 birdies on the card, and then Missy taking the par, but no harm done.
Moving on to hole 3, it's 320 feet, slightly uphill, so it plays a little bit longer than that, and these 3 fairway trees make it really difficult to flex something confidently all the way up to the basket, but there's some room, and we will definitely see some ladies on this card getting up inside the circle. There's no real trouble you have to worry about except for this elevated basket once you get onto the putting green.
I think the best play is to shoot kind of straight up that middle gap and try to hit the hill like right as it's cresting and then skip up. Oh, please do exactly what I'm saying. Do that. That is the ideal play.
Kona's got the big distance arm on the card, and she makes it look so easy.
Yeah, being uphill, it plays just a tick farther, and having to shoot a gap like really accurately. Which, I mean, you did get the gap.
Well, I decided to change my disc today since there was no wind.
Yeah.
And it was a poor choice. I threw an eagle. A flippy eagle. Apparently.
Yeah.
Lisa trying to flex something up there.
Glow Shrike, and that is also perfect.
Lisa has the Star Shrike for her Tour Series disc this year. She's on the Innova Team Champion. Y'all check it out. Support her on tour. It's a really pretty stamp.
Yeah, all these ladies. Missy's got the Undertaker. Kona's got the Mako 3. Check them out. Support FPO. Support your favorite player. Ooh, this is a fun line. Little inside.
Catches that last tree. It was going to be absolutely parked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it leaves your, I don't know, maybe 50 feet. Running it?
Of course. Steep uphill. It was a little bit of a weird Annie. I was just trying to lay it up. Slipped out a little early, leaving me a little bit of a tester in the elevated basket.
Wow, she hit here target.
Yep, for charity.
For charity.
She was running at full send from 50 feet. I love to see, or 55 feet. I love to see people running elevated baskets. Nerves of steel.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she's what was she, 2019 World Putting Champion? Yep. No big deal.
No big deal.
Little testy guy. You passed.
This hole averaged at a quarter of a stroke under par. It was the easiest hole on the course for FPO. Lots of birdies. 28% of the field.
Awesome. Ooh, left side. Counts. A little smile.
She knew it out of her hand.
Yeah. All right, another discbarm.com drone cam footage. If you're looking for in-stock discs, check them out. It's free shipping over $75. Just check out their website at discbarm.com. We are zigging. We are zagging down this fairway. 441 feet. There's a landing zone straight off the tee and at this corner, and then a scary little green if you're playing for a conservative par. Off the tee, you can try to bite off more and hyzer around the corner and kind of skip up. Bushnell puts the ideal landing zone at about 176 feet from here, so that's kind of where everybody's trying to land, and that's a perfect shot from Kona.
Even though it's only 161 feet away in that, little ideal landing zone, it feels a lot farther than that because you kind of have to push a putter or maybe like an approach disc or even sometimes a mid, but a driver feels a little bit insane because if you catch a tree, you will careen into the woods, and those woods are thicker than they look.
So drivers are insane. What's in your hand?
That is a 163 gram orc. But I threw a sidearm. It's very different.
Right at the spotter.
Yeah, I pushed it a little straight. Didn't quite get over on it as much as I wanted. Not a great spot to be, but hopefully
you're on the edge.
Yeah, hopefully there's a little gap in there. I actually bought that disc at an archery shop in Waco on Wednesday.
That is a great story. Why were you in an archery shop?
I was just looking for some discs. Being unsponsored, just shopping around.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Lisa hit that one tree you're trying to beat and then hit the next tree you're trying to beat. She's almost got this hole dialed, but just, game of inches. Missy's up there with a really good look. This is kind of a hard spot because do you go outside the tree or inside? She goes outside, but
I think she was aiming for the inside gap.
That's what it looked like.
She kind of said oof when she let go.
I mean, she should be able to get up and down for her par if she's not too deep in there. So this is a Cayman inside gap. Beautiful shot. Wow. Man, she'll have a putt at it.
Yeah, just outside the circle, but she won't have a death putt, just a little Annie putt. But we know Kona, and she loves the Anheuser putts.
Are you going right side of the big tree?
Yes, I could not straddle around that big tree. It was too wide. Didn't even really consider hitting the tree.
Well, you got an open shot for the next one.
Yeah, that's
you did get farther down than.
Yes, at this point I can still save par. It's still in my sights.
That was a nice little backhand upshot for Lisa. Looks like that was a star arrow.
At this point, there's only about 100 feet to the pin. Oops. My rhino got a little tangled up on my weird taping I have to do on my fingers. That's kind of a common problem throughout the day. Something I'm still working on, trying to figure out. Missy tries to poke it through a little tiny, narrow gap of these little sticky trees and catches one on the left-hand side, leaving her with a super awkward straddle putt from around 50 feet. Death putt as well.
Looks like maybe a soft bid. Missy will have to settle for the bogey. This is for par.
Yeah, death putt.
Make or miss, I bet you $1. I was kidding.
I can tell you, it was an air ball. Thankfully, it grabbed on the other side. It laid down.
Yeah, there's a little bit of room on that hillside before it hits the river, but it can pick up fast. This is perfect for Kona's Annie putt.
This average has the most difficult course of the day.
Hole
of the day. I'm going to show you a few reasons why.
Oh, no.
Just kidding.
Spoiler.
Half of the field got a bogey or worse. This hole can eat you alive. It's a little funny that it got us this bad in round 3, more so than the other, but...
I mean, the wind's never... It's not as much of a factor in the woods, so I feel like in this middle stretch of woods holes, the score shouldn't be that different.
Yeah. There's only one birdie on the day. Paige Pierce got it. Got some redemption.
Yeah, that's got to be an awesome feeling 3.
Also, I think 17 and 18 not having as much wind maybe made this hole seem a little bit more difficult instead of everyone taking their doubles and triples on 17 and 18. Let's take a peek at the leaderboard as we head into the back half of the front 9. Kona still has a dominating lead. She's already 2 down through 4 holes today. No signs of slowing down. Lisa doing the same thing, shooting hot out there. I'm struggling a little bit. Sarah kind of climbs up from the chase card to find herself in the top 4.
I mean, you're still in 3rd even with that double bogey, so still in the mix.
Hole 5, it's a shorter hole on the course, 264 feet. It's a par 3, obviously, but it is very far uphill. Plays, I would say, closer to 300. There's a steep hill right before the basket that is really the deciding factor on whether you're going to get up there or not. If you hit the hill, you can get some funny bounces. There's some guardian trees on the left and right that definitely come into play while you're trying to flex the driver up there. We'll see Kona attacking this green with a backhand.
Putter, though. It's an AVR X3, so nice and stable. I think yesterday, wasn't she off to the right?
Yes.
So this is an excellent correction.
I did not realize she was throwing an AVR X3.
Yeah, I mean, she's got power for days. And the play on this hole is to throw it dead straight. You want to do something tricky, but that's not really going to get you there. This also looks pretty good.
Yeah, it was more right than she wanted. She was nervous, but it finished out fine.
That was a road runner, and she will have a relatively short putt for birdie. Missy with a Z Thrasher. Also nice and straight. That looks gorgeous. Skip straight.
Yeah, they all made this
Heart.
hole look super easy.
And let's see what you do.
I'm pulling out my trusty orc from the archery shop again. Throwing a sidearm just to be real weird.
I don't think that's a bad play in the woods when there's any kind of a gap.
Let it go a little low, yeah. A little turned over. I found myself on that treacherous hill. It's super steep. It makes for real weird putting. But I have a look.
You're putting with Wardens this year, right?
Yes, I feel like they're the best putters in disc golf. I absolutely love the Warden. I used it at a GBO putting competition a few years back, and I've been in love ever since.
Look at that little jump.
She was nervous.
She's so animated. I love it.
I was surprised to see this hole averaging above par. It seems like there were
really?
a few ladies out here struggling.
Well, our lead card really showed us what's up.
Oh, yeah. A quarter of the field with a bogey or worse, and 3 of the 5 birdies on the day were on the lead card.
Missy back to even. Lisa moves down to 3 under. Solid play so far.
When I'm stepping up to a hole, I visualize everything. What's the wind, the water, the trees? What disc am I gonna choose? What's the distance? Okay, 425. I'm going with the ESP nuke. Knowing the distance is pretty much the most important thing. I feel like it's going to revolutionize how good people get. I am Paul Uliberry. Working together with Bushnell, we can push the game to a whole new level.
Our warehouse manager, Dylan, is on vacation this week, so we decided to bring Heather in to keep things running at a high level. She's already had a huge impact on our crew, and overall, they've embraced the changes surprisingly well. We're really happy with how Heather is doing in this new leadership role.
Hole 6 is another short one in the woods, moving left to right a little bit. Great sidearm hole, really tight gap. If you can get through this initial gap in the middle and filter down to the right, you're really happy with your shot. Anyone throwing backhand? Let's see. I'm betting 4 for 4 sidearm.
I don't want to take that bet because I feel like it's the same way.
Also, you know what happened.
Unfair.
It makes this game way less fun for me. Yeah. That was beautiful from Kona.
Yep. Inside the circle, no problem. Makes it look super easy. There was no weird little crosswind today. There's nothing really to worry about at all. Just making sure you hit your line.
Lisa throwing a G-Star Wraith. I love the feeling of G-Star plastic.
I did not realize she was disking up to a distance driver here.
I think that's actually a really good play. Because it's a little bit more right than it looks off the tee, and she gets inside the circle nicely.
It's weird here. I noticed today you have to push deeper than you think you do. You want it to hold straight for a little while longer, so maybe a distance driver would be the play.
Mm-hmm. That's Missy's Tour Series Undertaker, and she releases just a touch early.
I'm throwing a Star Thunderbird again, 158 grams. I did not push it far enough straight, left it on hyzer the whole way.
You would have been in the circle without that little branch, though.
I actually did not know that happened. I couldn't quite see it from the tee.
It's always funny to see, like, the catch cam.
I was wondering how I ended up outside the circle against the big tree in the back.
Missy leaving it short.
Let's see if we can talk at the same time. Weird, awkward straddle putt. I didn't really warm up my straddle putt this morning, obviously.
Leaves a tester.
This whole averaged under par for the day in the FPO field. No surprises.
Oh, I just felt like she was going to make that one.
Yeah.
All focused. Great putt.
Padding those Circle 2 stats.
Yeah, Missy, she 1 under for the round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like she isn't quite getting in the circle for her birdies, but she's out there fighting. Oh, dang.
Tester comeback for sure for the par. This is the longest putt I've had for par, and the first time I had a putt for birdie on this hole this weekend.
Exciting times.
Yeah. Snuck it in over the cage, left side. I'm okay with that. Kona for birdie. No biggie. Love seeing her confidence on the putting green. I got to watch it firsthand all day. It's pretty unwavering right now. You can tell she's put in a lot of work from years past.
I think she's always put in the work, and now she just has that confidence.
Yep.
And she's shining.
Yeah, it takes some time. Hole 7, one of my favorite holes on the course. It's a par 4 with a Mando that you have to shoot this gap to the right. In reality, once you get past the Mando, you can kind of chuck out to the field in any way possible, or if you want to get some distance and make your approach a little bit shorter, you can be a little bit more aggressive as well. Your second shot needs to go over this gully and hopefully not catch any of those trees and dropping down into the steep part. Kona catches the last tree that you can hit and knocks it down into the little peninsula of plants.
Yeah, that's what that's called. And she might have to play for par.
Lisa gets over on it and she goes into no man's land on the right-hand side.
Horrible roll, too. Hopefully she's got a clear pitch out, but she's going to really have to scramble. She might be in bogey land.
It was funny, we had a spotter on this hole, and after Lisa threw that shot, he stuck the green flag out.
Oh my god. It's like mean, maybe?
Yeah, we were all like, what? There's not any out of bounds on this hole except for the road. But, I mean, it's another, from Missy's disc, it's, you know, you can see the car. It's far.
Green flag. Yeah. Oh, man. They shouldn't have even given him flags.
Yeah, it was weird. Maybe for missing the Mando, but we can definitely see that.
Sidearm, huh? Trying to get, like, all the way down there.
Yeah. Going for my eagle.
That was farther than 280 feet.
It felt farther than 280 feet.
I don't know. I guess anytime you have to shape a shot like that and you nail it, it feels like, oh, whoa. That is a crazy little run-up.
Lisa has the best routine, pre-shot routine. It worked fine, though. She threw it way out there, and she actually, ironically, pushes the road on this shot. They did not show where it landed, but it's about 4 feet from the road.
Oh, I guess those flags might be necessary. That was cool to see her apply her normal routine to, like, a less than ideal conditions.
While squatting down.
Yeah.
Almost kneeling.
Deep squat.
Deep squat. She's way over to the left-hand side of the fairway.
Okay, I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
Yeah, she throws a kind of a distant shot at the gap, really trusting.
So that was her halo strike.
Really trusting the strike.
That was an excellent shot. Missy got out here really nice with that Undertaker. I bet this is a fierce from her.
Cuts through the left-hand side. She was surprised. We were all surprised. Not a lot of people make that work. She lands at the bottom of the stairs.
Tough putt, though. That's
Very
even
tough.
if you're inside the circle. Ooh, this looks good. It's just so high. Like, you're just putting so straight up. It feels so strange.
Yeah, it definitely closes the amount of basket you have to hit to like 6 inches, weirdly.
That was a nice little upshot, a little AVRX3.
Yeah, she was looking super comfy with her forehand approaches all day.
Oh, I want her to hit this so bad. Really good scramble effort. I wouldn't have guessed that she had a real putt after her drive
Yeah,
for par.
it was a really awesome approach to get down into that gully. Missy giving it a good bid. It gets a nasty roll.
So hard to just get it all the way up the hill.
It's crazy that even just moving a couple feet up the hill will really make all the difference in the world. In the zone. Spectating. Oh. I forgot that happened. Strange to see Missy missing putts, but if you're going to do it, it's on this hole in her situation. It's so weird being down there.
Yeah, that was a great putt. I don't want to say you were lucky with your footing, but it is nice that you weren't on just the hillside and you had like level footing to do your normal putt.
Yep, I didn't have to straddle, which is surprising. Lisa saving the bogey from no man's land. It's very impressive because once you get over there, that hole has created some backups from people going to the right side and having to just like try to cut through the corner and pitch through. Moving on from VII Hole 7, I'm very happy to be sponsored by VII this year. And on to the shortest hole on the course at 213 feet, Hole 8. It's another real gap hitter. I mean, it is I would say the narrowest fairway on the course.
Yeah,
it's a sidearm to me, but in reality, there's this hill on the green that slopes down from left to right really steeply, and there's not a lot for you down there if you end up. So you don't want something that finishes hard right. So we'll see some backhand putter shots, I'm sure. I'm throwing an M4 mid-range forehand, hoping just to get a soft landing. I was actually aiming at the ground to slide up, but as you can see, nose up issues.
it was close to the right line. And you're down far enough for par should be pretty easy, hopefully.
Kona textbook shot.
Glow MD3 inside the circle. A bit of a death putt. I mean, if you miss that and go down the hill, bogey is just staring you in the face. Yeah.
Lisa gets down to circle's edge, but trickles over into the woods. Still has a open-looking putt, but also a death putt.
And Missy disking down to a buzz. I think if you're gonna throw the forehand, the mid-range is the way to go, like you and Missy did.
In Kona, that's funny. 3 of us doing it. She was not happy with her shot, obviously. Not really sure what happens. It was kind of an uncharacteristic mistake from Missy, super, super early and high. She had nothing, so she just was forced to pitch out, hopefully looking at her bogey here. There we go. A little bit more of a normal shot.
She's just a little off today, and that's all it takes to just find yourself in some spots you've never seen before.
We call it bogey land. I had to just pitch up here. I couldn't really run it. That tree didn't give me room to do a nice long putt run, and there's no way I'm going to run an Annie putt at that green.
Oh, awesome.
Her second circle 2 putt of the round to save bogey.
Limiting the damage, at least. That was a good looking
What does
putting
Missy
stroke.
putt with again?
She...
Challengers?
give me a hot second. I believe it's Challengers.
Oh yeah, Challenger SS.
I do really well under pressure.
I tested out some Discraft a few years back before I was with Innova, and I love the Challengers. They're super straight. The plastic feels really nice. Missy is really capitalizing with them. Kona running this alpaca putter on an Anheuser line.
Maybe the best name for a putter ever. That was beautiful. You can see Lisa just laying up, taking the safe par. Kona wants none of that. Maybe worried about, losing the lead. This
Yeah.
is kind of just a victory lap for Kona.
Yeah, she's still pushing hard, still taking birdies where she can get them. Why not?
And why not? All right, rounding out the front 9. It's our first par 5 of the day. It is 519 feet. You're trying to shoot all the way down this fairway, get into this, little bowl or ditch or whatever feature you want to call it down here. There's a lot of fairway trees, even if you throw a perfect shot, so getting down here is really tough. You want to be more on the left side, so it opens up kind of like a sidearm approach across the second ditch or gully or whatever you want to call it into
Geologic
the green.
feature.
Let's see, from Kona.
This is her.
This
Emperor
is
again?
her. It's a Leopard 3, Star
Okay.
Leopard 3. A little early. She had a nice turn on it, but that looks like it kicked pretty far into the woods.
Yeah, it kicked brutally far into the woods. This is the farthest I've seen anyone in the woods. It was insane. I'm throwing my archery store disc again, the Orc.
That looks great.
Yeah, I usually try to take the right side of the fairway and like really push that right hand side fairway fairway tree. But today I tried to shoot the left gap and caught some trees on the left hand
Yeah,
side.
it pushed just a little bit too straight, but I was so close.
Lisa opting for the backhand, even though she's got an excellent forehand as well.
That was a Stingray though, so real flippy little backhand, and she's in the middle, so she'll have a
hard
chance to get a 4.
Yeah, it's hard not to be happy with that shot. In reality, the smart play here is probably just going putter, putter, putter.
Or even like maybe a slower mid-range. This looks gorgeous.
But like we talked about yesterday, it's hard to not want to try to shoot for that eagle. Missy with the Bushnell Range FInder drive, long drive of the day on this card, 272 feet.
Yeah, she threw a Z Thrasher trying to be aggressive.
go,
And
baby.
Kona, that's a good out from way in there.
We were all shocked to see her just get out in the middle of the fairway, no problem. Lisa taking the right gap, which is up high of the bowl, still pushing deep where you want to be and giving herself a wide open approach to the green.
That was a Halo Savant on a really nice line.
I'm also taking a peek at that inside line to the right of those trees. I hit it, but on the wrong angle with my eagle, turns over, and I find
Roll out.
possibly the worst bush in the bowl. This was the third most difficult hole of the day. I love seeing Kona throwing the Mako 3 forehand. It's her tour series disc this year, like we said, and I like that she picked it not because she throws it backhand. She throws it sidearm like a dream, which is not common.
Buttery.
I
I think that's like a true test of your forehand skill. If you can throw something flippy and control all the angles, like you've made it as a forehand player.
Missy lands on the right side. It's not where you want to be at all. She was not super happy with the shot. It really closes off the opportunity to crash the putting green on your third shot. Lisa has the same problem, a little bit further along than Missy, but she almost will have no putt on that second ditch gully.
She's like just outside the circle. Are there ferns in that gully, do you think?
In my dreams. Forcing to pitch out to the gully. Missy will likely have to do the same.
This looks fun.
Yeah, this was my first time having to do one of these weird step out, almost laying down shots at the Beast, so I feel lucky that it waited this long in the weekend.
Hole 4 for me, day 1.
The camera missed me rolling on my back to get out of there.
Oh, why? Can we post that somewhere, please?
Yeah, this hole averaged as a quarter stroke, or almost a half a stroke over par. Only 3 birdies on the day. One from Casey Pennington, one from Haley King, and one from Owen Scoggins.
Man, it's so easy to catch those little trees.
Yeah, Kona and I having similar issues, and it kind of stinks because over there, even though you're right around circle's edge, the putt is closed off a lot. Missy doing what you're supposed to do, going a little bit deep, but no problem. Still inside the circle.
Oh, yeah.
Lisa has almost
No real
nothing.
putt.
Yeah,
Bummer.
lots of little sticky trees. Kona with a long putt here, trying the kind of reverse straddle or sideways straddle, something that she's been working on.
Yeah, she kind of mentioned that a normal straddle isn't just getting her enough power, so I think with her Annie putt, the way that she was kind of turned to one side just gives her a little bit more oomph. You have too much oomph.
Oh no, I just missed all the metal on the basket.
Just shot into those bushes a little forcefully. Hopefully not in them too deeply.
Oh, I'm very
no.
deep. And also landed in an ant bed. So I had to throw a towel on the ant bed, and I'm standing on my towel right now trying to hurry. And I pay the price dearly.
On hole 2's tee pad, I felt little bites around my ankles, and both ankles were just covered in ants.
Yeah, there's a lot of ant beds out there.
Yeah.
Missy saving her par. I know. I'm
shaking out your ant towel.
I'm doing the ant dance. Super bummed with the double bogey on the hole. I'm falling prey to the 2 of the hardest holes on the course, showing you why that's the case.
Yeah, the whole card's struggling just a bit on that hole, finding the woods.
And we'll wrap up the back 9. Kona's still absolutely shredding. I'm hanging on to an even par round, even with 2 double bogeys. Lisa doing great as well, still under par. Missy struggling a little bit on the front, but there is room to improve on the back where there's going to be no wind on these wide open holes.
Yeah, let's check in on the leaderboard. We have some people out there doing some work. Hokum's 5 down. Paige Pierce is 6 down. She's moved up, 10 spots already. A lot of people under par, chasing down that second place podium spot.
Thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out with us. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we are 2 Hot Geeks.
Honk.